Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Lecture number 9, unit number 8, functions and graphs. We are discussing the exercise question of 8.1. In previous video lecture, we complete up to question number 4 of exercise 8.1. Now question number 5 of exercise 8.1. You need to calculate you need to find out the inverse function of the following given four functions. So we need to find out the inverse of the given functions. So before to discuss the questions, recall that if I have a function f from a set x to set y, let's say this rule is a function, mean when you take arbitrary value from the domain and plug that in this function, in this rule, and you get a unique value in the set y, so that relation is called a function. So let's say this is a function. So usually we denote when I take a value x from this function and from this domain set and gives to the function f, so that become f of x, mean this function is operating on the index on the argument x. So this gives you a value, let's say y, which is the value of the range set y, and that y must be unique for the arbitrary x. So this relation is called function. So usually we denotes f of x by y, f of x by y. Now solution part number 1, given function is f of x is equal to 2x minus 3. So the first step is, when you are finding the inverse of this function, or target or the requirement is f inverse of x. This is the inverse of this function. When you multiply these two functions, you will get x, mean this identity function. You know f of x is equal to x is identity function. So whenever you get identity from the multiplication, so those two are called the inverses. So this is the inverse of this function. Now in step number 1, what we do, we equal the f of x equal to y, which I explain here. So in first step, let f of x is equal to y. So this implies that y is equal to 2x minus 3. In next step, you need to solve this equation for x. Solve for x. So when you solve it for x, you need to shift 3 on the left hand side. So 2x is equal to y plus 3, dividing both sides by 2. So you will get x is equal to, we get x is equal to y plus 3 divided by 2. Now as y is equal to f of x, and you know that the inverse of this function is denoted by f to the raise minus 1. So I multiplying f inverse on both sides. So when I multiply f inverse on both sides, so this is f inverse f of x. So this is the inverse of each other. This is the inverse of this function. So from here you will get identity. So this implies that f inverse of y is equal to x. So replace this x by f inverse of y. So replacing, let's say this is equation 1. In 1, replace x by f inverse of y. That is 1 become f inverse of y is equal to y plus 3 divided by 2. Now replace y by x in this equation, because you need to calculate f inverse of x, and this is f inverse of y. So replace y by x. So we get f inverse of x is equal to x plus 3 divided by 2. X plus 3 divided by 2. So this function is the inverse of the given function. Now the inverse of this function is this. Okay, these are the inverse. So this is the required result. Okay, now if you want to check verification, so f inverse of x is equal to x. If this is equal to x, then we can say that this function is the inverse of this. So you see, this is f inverse of x is x plus 3 divided by 2. So now use this definition. When there is a x, so 2 is multiplied with x and 3 is subtracted. So here is x plus 3 divided by 2. So 2 will be multiplied with this and 3 will be subtracted with this argument. So according to the definition of the given function, 2 will be multiplied with this and 3 will be subtracted from this argument. So 2 and 2 is cancelled. So x plus 3 minus 3 and 3 is cancelled, you will get x. So this is identity. So you see, you can verify, you verify actually that this is the inverse of the given function, and this is the procedure to find out the inverse. So this is the part number 1 of question number 5. Similarly, you can calculate the remaining. Part number 2 and part number 3 is the assignment by you people. Part number 4, f of x is equal to 4 plus square root of 2x. So if you finding f inverse of x, therefore replace, or you know that, therefore we know that y is equal to f of x. So this implies that y is equal to 4 plus square root of 2x. Now just solve this equation for x. So that will be y minus 4 equal to square root of 2x, taking square on both sides. So y square minus, taking square on both sides. So y minus 4 whole square is equal to 2x. So this implies that 2x is equal to y square plus 16 minus 8y, and this is equal to x is equal to y square minus 8y plus 16 divided by 2. Now as y is equal to f of x, so this implies that f inverse of y is equal to x. I already explained this step in the previous question. This implies that f inverse of y is equal to y square minus 8y plus 16 divided by 2. Replace y by x, we get the required result. So f inverse of x is equal to, this will be x square minus 8x plus 16 divided by 2. When you replace this argument by x, so these y's in this expression will be also replaced by x. So this is the inverse of the given square root function. Now this is your given function. So this is the inverse of that function. Okay, so this is question number 5. Now question number 6. In question number 6, we need to find out first the inverse of the given function and then calculate that inverse function at point 3. So for f inverse, part 1, for f inverse of x, we know that y is equal to f of x. So this implies that y is equal to x cube minus 2. So solve this equation for x. Solving for x. So shift 2 on left side. So when you shift 2 on right side, left side, so this is y plus 2 is equal to x cube, taking cube root on both sides. So x will be equal to cube root of y plus 2. Now you know that is y is equal to f of x. So this implies that f inverse of y is equal to x. So replace this x by f inverse of y. So this implies that f inverse of y is equal to cube root of y plus 2. Just replace y by x. Replace y by x. So we get f inverse of x is equal to cube root of x plus 2. So this is the inverse of the given function. We calculated the inverse. So in part number 1 the requirement is achieved. So the inverse f inverse of x of f of x is equal to x cube minus 2 is f inverse of x cube root of x plus 2. In part 2 you need to calculate the inverse function at point 3. So just replace this argument by 3 in this cube root expression. So f inverse of minus 3, so here just replace this by 3. So cube root of 3 plus 2, so this is equal to 5 cube root, or you can write 5 power 1 by 3. So this is the required value of f inverse of 3. So this is the question number 6. Now moving towards the important question, which is question number 7. Question number 7 is the important question of this exercise. Question number 7, last question of this exercise. If f of x is equal to x minus 4 divided by x minus 3. In part 1 you need to find out domain and range of the given function, and in part 2 you need to find out the domain and range of the inverse of the given function. So first of all, to find the domain and range of the given function and its inverse, you need to calculate the inverse of the given function first. Okay, and when you calculate the inverse function, so you need just the domain of the function and its inverse, because let's say you people know that f from x to y is, let's say, is my function, and let's say this x is my domain, and let's say this y is my range. So when I interchange domain and range, so you will get the inverse function. If this function is bijective, so that inverse must be a function and must be a bijective. So that become your range, that become your domain, which is the range of the given function, bijective given function, and that will become the range. So if we are interested to find out the range and domain of the given function and its inverse, so you need to calculate the domain of this function and the domain of the inverse function. So the domain of this function will be actually the range of this function, and the range of the domain of the inverse function will be the range of this function. So solution is f of x is equal to x minus 4 divided by x minus 3. So what is domain? Domain is those values of x for which the given function is defined. So here if I put 3, so you will get 0 in denominator on the right hand side, and there is no possibility to divide anything by 0 in mathematics. So it means that on 3 this function is not defined, and the rest of all real numbers this function is defined on the values from the set of real numbers except 3. So domain of f is equal to all real numbers except 3. Now at this stage you didn't need to find out the range of this function. You just need to calculate the inverse function and then see to the domain of the inverse function. So the domain of that inverse function will be the range of this function, and the domain of this function is actually the range of this function. So now what will be the range of f? You didn't need to calculate it here. First of all, you need to find out the inverse of this function. So when you find out the inverse of this function, so the domain of that inverse function will be actually the range, and the range of that function is this, because you see it from here. So for this, first of all, I am finding out the inverse. So this is your part number 1. Now part number 2, first we find f inverse, then you need to calculate the range and domain. So as f of x is equal to x minus 4 divided by x minus 3. So as we know that y is equal to f of x, so this implies that y is equal to x minus 4 divided by x minus 3. So you need to solve this for x. So it is difficult to solve this for x, because on the right hand side, if you see to this quotient form, this fraction is improper. So first of all, you need to convert this improper fraction into proper, and when you are converting this improper fraction into proper, so you will get a constant polynomial plus a proper fraction, and we will use the relation that dividend is equal to divisor multiplied by quotient plus remainder. So a is x minus 4 divided by x minus 3 is improper fraction. So first we will convert this into the proper fraction. So you will get a constant plus proper fraction by using this relation. So divide x minus 4 by x minus 3. So 1, so this is x minus 3 plus minus, this is plus, so you will get minus 1. So this is your divisor, this is your dividend, this is your quotient, this is your remainder. So this dividend is equal to divisor multiplied by quotient plus remainder. So dividend is x minus 4, divisor is x minus 3, quotient is 1, remainder is minus 1. So dividing x minus 4 is equal to x minus 3 minus 1. Dividing both sides by x minus 3. So when you divide this by x minus 3, you will get 1, and here you will get 1 divided by x minus 3. So you see that this is your improper fraction. This improper fraction is converted into a constant function and a proper fraction. So I can replace this x minus 4 divided by x minus 3 by 1 minus 1 divided by x minus 3. You see it from here. X minus 4 divided by x minus 3 is equal to 1 minus 1 divided by x minus 3. Now solve this for x. So shift 1 on the left hand side. So y minus 1 is equal to minus 1 divided by x minus 3. Multiplying both sides by minus. So y minus 1 minus y will be equal to 1 divided by x minus 3. Here is 1 in the denominator. Now taking the reciprocal. So 1 divided by 1 minus y will be equal to x minus 3 divided by 1. So this implies that x minus 3 is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus y. This implies that x is equal to 3 plus 1 divided by 1 minus y. So you solve the given function for x. So you see that from this calculation, y is your range. You clearly see that y is your range because this is equal to y. So y is your range. So if you need to calculate a range, so you will use this. So now this function is defined for all. This is actually, you know that y is equal to f of x. So this implies that x is equal to f inverse of y. So this implies that f inverse of y is equal to 3 plus 1 divided by 1 minus y. So now when you plug 1 here, so this function is undefined because in denominator you will get 0. So y will take all, so the domain of f is equal to all real numbers except 1. You clearly see it. Domain of f inverse, so you see that f inverse. So domain of f inverse is all real numbers except 1, and the domain of this function, the original function, is all real numbers except 3. And you know that if this function is bijective, so how you can find out its inverse? Just replace range by domain and domain by range. So if this is the domain of the inverse function, so that must be the range of the given function. And if it is the domain of the given function, so range of f inverse, which is equal to the domain of the given function, so that will be r minus 3. So you see, we calculate domain and range. This is the domain of the given function, this is the range of the given function. The range of the present function must be the domain of the inverse function, and the domain of the inverse of the original function will be the range of the inverse function. So this is an important question. We are finding out the inverse. So this is part 2 and this is part 1. In part 1, you need to calculate the domain and range of the given function. So you see, this is the domain and range of the given function. And in part 2, you need to calculate the domain and range of the inverse function. So for that, I find the inverse function and find the domain. You see, this is the domain. So that is the domain of the inverse function. So according to the inverse function that you know, so that must be the range of the given function, and the domain of the given original function must be the range of the given function. So you clearly see that we find out the domain and range for the original function and for its inverse as well. So this is all about exercise 8.1. Inshallah, after that we will discuss the graphical representation of a function for exercise 8.2. Thank you.